First to the U.S., Cherokee County Sheriff Frank Reynolds said during a press conference that the suspect in a series of shootings in the Atlanta area that left 6 Asian women dead has potentially sexual addiction and that the killings may not be racially motivated. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms declares that it is very likely that there would have been more victims yesterday had the suspect not been apprehended. Let's listen in.
He made indicators that he has some issues, potentially sexual addiction, and may have frequented some of these places in the past. It's still early, but the indicators right now are it may not be. It may be targets of opportunity. Again, we believe that he frequented these places in the past and may have been lashing out.
He claims that these, and as the chief said, this is still early, but he does claim that it was not racially motivated.
That they determined that the suspect was on his way to Florida, I believe, and perhaps to carry out additional shootings. So again, it really speaks to the coordination and the quick response from law enforcement. For as tragic as this was on yesterday in Metro Atlanta, this could have been significantly worse.
The murders raised fears among Asian Americans. The violence comes at a time of extreme tension for the Asian American community. The number of attacks and hate crimes against Asian Americans has exploded since the beginning of the pandemic, according to anti-extremism groups. And activists lay some of the blame for that increase at the feet of former President Donald Trump, who repeatedly referred to the coronavirus as the China virus.
Anti-crime issues in New York is not that widespread. However, people feel unsafe. They worry. A lot of people don't even want to go to subways, ride the subways.
我觉得就是对这次亚特兰大枪击案的遇难者的不幸感到非常的悲伤。那我觉得不管是谁，如果这样无辜付出生命的话，都是非常可惜的。所以希望以后不会有这样的事件再次发生。
This is a time for mourning and grief for many, many people in the Asian American community, for my wife Evelyn and me. But it's also a time for action. We have to call on our leaders to do more. Here in New York City, I've called for the full funding of the Asian Hate Crimes Task Force. This is not something that volunteers can be asked to address. If we recognize the gravity of this set of problems, we have to invest. We should be treating hate crimes as such. And make no mistake, these women were targeted on the basis of their race. It's also true of the woman in Flushing, of the man on the subway, of the restaurant worker. They're all targeted because of their race. We all know this, and we have to start acting like it, as a government, as a people.
But I do want to say to our Asian American community that we stand with you and understand how this has frightened and shocked and outraged. But knowing the increasing level of hate crime against our Asian American brothers and sisters, we also want to speak out in solidarity with them.
Whatever the motivation here, I know that Asian Americans are in very concerned because, as you know, I've been speaking about the brutality against Asian Americans for the last couple months, and I think it is very, very troublesome.
Meanwhile, the shooter, 21-year-old man identified as Robert Aaron Long, was apprehended about 150 miles south of Atlanta several hours after the shootings. When he was caught, Long was on his way to Florida, perhaps to carry out more shootings, targeting some type of porn industry. It was Long's parents who contacted police after his photo was released on Tuesday, announcing he was a suspect, and they helped identify him. Authorities have charged Long with 4 counts of murder and 1 count of aggravated assault in the first of his 3 shootings, which took place in a suburb north of Atlanta, according to U.S. media. Additionally, Atlanta police said they have charged Long with 4 counts of murder in the subsequent attacks at 2 spas in the city. A former classmate said that Long's father was a youth minister or pastor, and Long was big into religion. Long was deeply involved with Crab Apple First Baptist Church, which he attended with his parents and younger sister, according to the news website Heavy.